I spent 9 days in the Baltic states, and this is how it went. I started my journey from Bristol and I left all the way to Riga at first. I stayed in Riga for 2 nights to begin with. We were staying pretty close to the castle, but it doesn't really matter where you stay because the city is very small, so easy to get around. We actually hired some ride bikes. I would highly recommend. They were amazing. Jumped on those and we headed over to the Art District Nouveau. I'm pretty sure I've butchered that, but yeah, that's where we were going. But on the way we accidentally went into the Freedom Monument. Great place to snap a couple of pictures. We did learn the meaning behind it after, which was pretty good. But anyway, we rode straight through, went to the art district. We didn't actually go inside the museum because it was all art, and if I'm honest, that stuff doesn't really interest me. But if it interests you, it's probably a great place to go. But no, all the buildings around it, that was the thing that interested me. The architect was actually pretty good and the buildings were actually really nice, so we rode all across there. And on our way back, we ended up bumping into the Orthodox Cathedral by accident. And I had a look around in there. That didn't take too long. We were on our way actually to the Blackheads Museum. So we went into the Blackheads Museum. That was actually pretty interesting. Again, the building outside is nothing. I haven't seen anything like it. Good place to grab some pictures. Right outside the Blackheads Museum as well was the Occupation Museum. Now in Latvia, their museums are unreal. The best museums that I've been to. We jumped in with a tour guide and the tour guide was going all over. It was usually what they were talking about mainly was the USSR was in power and how their lives were and how their lives were affected. And it was pretty good because the tour guide actually lived in Latvia around about those times, so she was able to relate to all the things and give us like stories. But after that, we headed over to St. Peter's Church, went up and got a view of the city of Riga, which is quite beautiful. That is also something I would recommend. And then we ended the day going to Riga Castle. But that is everything we did on the first day. Day 2, we went to Riga Cathedral, again, another place to snap a really good picture. We went and did the Holocaust Museum. The Holocaust Museum was pretty good. There's a lot of reading, so if you're not really into reading, I wouldn't really go. But the only other thing we did there, I think, was see the 3 Little Brothers, which are 3 buildings. That's all we did on day 2. And then we made our way to Estonia. We left Riga by bus on the way to Estonia. By the time we got to Estonia, it was pretty late. We went to check in and actually had a bit of a nightmare because I had booked the wrong day. I'd booked for the day after. So we had to pay €90 for a hotel, which wasn't really the end of the world. I'm going to be honest, out of the 3 countries, Estonia was probably my least favourite. It was definitely 3rd. It wasn't that much to do, in my opinion, there compared to Latvia and Lithuania. Obviously in Estonia and Latvia I only went to the capital, so that's kind of on me. But anyway, back to Estonia. On the first day we actually went to go and see this abandoned pool. It was in the Olympics, so they built this pool and I think it got used in the Olympics and then they never used it again. So we tried to go inside. You can't actually go inside. There was a gate open. We went inside the gate and on the door said, like, if you step any further we'll shoot you. So we thought better not go inside, and we left. But it was still pretty cool to see the building all concreted up and everything like that, so that was pretty cool. After that, I think we made our way back into the old town. We went all around the old town. We actually went up St. Olaf's Church, which is like another viewpoint. You get the viewpoint of all Tallinn. Pretty similar to St. Peter's Church in Latvia. We also went past the Russian embassy. Now this was pretty interesting because at the time we went, and currently of this video, Russia is at war with Ukraine, and the Baltic states was on Ukraine's side, so they left their messages outside the Russian embassy. We also went to Alexandra Nevsky Cathedral. This building was actually amazing. It's kind of the classic Russian style. From what I know, Estonians do not like this cathedral. And that is because when Russia came in to invade Estonia, when they built a church to celebrate defeating Estonia. And then opposite, you have Tallinn, the castle in Tallinn. The next day, so we're on day 4 at the moment, we're still in Estonia. We went to the KGB museum. If I'm honest, I don't really remember much of the KGB museum. I think Estonia had the worst museums out of the 3 of them. Maybe I just didn't go to the right ones. We did go to Tallinn Palace as well, which is like an art museum now. That we just basically went there for the garden and to have a look at the building because we had a bit of time to kill. After that, we actually headed from Estonia back to Latvia. And then we stayed an extra day in Latvia. We had a couple more things to do. So when we went back to Latvia, we slept. We had a couple of hours, probably like 6 hours left there. We went to the War Museum, which was pretty good. I think we spent about an hour and a half there. That was recommended. Again, Latvia's museums are so well done. They're really good. And if you're a student, that is a massive benefit because the discount you get is unreal. They give discount everywhere. And probably one of my favourite museums we went to next was the KGB Museum, or the Corner House Museum. We also caught a tour guide there, and the tour guide there, actually I think he spent 2 years in the prison, which was really interesting. He was telling us all these things, all the terrible things that the KGB did to all the local people, even their own Russian people. But yeah, the history there is amazing. I definitely recommend it. We did go to a Jew museum as well, which I thought would be based on maybe like World War II stuff and that, but it was mainly focused on famous things or famous Jews, which I found quite boring, to be honest, but so you might fancy that. I wouldn't really recommend it, but it depends what you like. So after that, we did head down to Vilnius. So we did that by bus. I think every bus ride was about 4 hours, give or take. So we did spend a lot of time on buses, but it was not too bad. It was pretty cheap. I can't remember the exact price. It was probably somewhere between 10 and 20 euros each way, probably even less than 10 euros. We went to another KGB museum. We didn't actually get a tour guide there. We did listen to the tour guide, and he didn't seem as interesting as the other guy. But like I said, they know how to do the museums right. We also went to a prison. Now, this is probably the favourite thing I did in the Baltic states. It was a prison in 2019, I think. It's called like Lusinski 2.0. It's something like that. That's not completely the name. But yeah, that was the best thing I definitely did in the Baltic states. We paid, I think it was 20 euros for, it might be like a 2-hour tour. Went around. I'm pretty sure that prison, they filmed some scenes from Stranger Things. Definitely recommend. The must thing to do if you go to Lithuania. I tell you one thing we actually did as well is we went to Gediminas Castle. I'm pretty sure I'm butchering the name very badly. We got up there. I think you got the option of taking the stairs, or it's like a tram, a cable car. It's almost like a cable cart. It costs like €1 each way to go up or down. We thought, we're not climbing up the stairs. We'll take the cable car up and we'll just walk down. And then it costs €5 to go up, I believe. Went up there. Amazing view of Vilnius. Really good view. So we went up there. That was pretty cool. I got some pictures of that. Again, if you're in Vilnius, that is a very nice place for pictures and everything. After that, I think we headed down to St. Anne's Cathedral, or St. Anne's Church, sorry. That was it was very different, nothing like I've ever seen before, to be honest. We went to Vilnius Cathedral as well. That was on the way down from the castle, and it looks stunning. And then we just went through the old town, and that was the one day. The day after that, we took a train down to Trakai, which is a castle on a lake. It was probably only like a half hour away by train. It was stunning, absolutely stunning. And then we headed up the TV tower for a nice view of Vilnius and all around. And then that leads us to the final day. On the final day, we actually hired a car. It cost us like €12. Went to the ninth fort. Would recommend that. They talk about how the Nazis took over there, and that's where they actually used to kill a lot of Jews. And it was actually Lithuania was covered by forts. Apparently, that's what the USSR did around then, was just cover area in forts. But that one's interesting. If you've got a car, I'd definitely go. We also went to Kaunas. We didn't spend long there. I think you only need literally an hour there. You don't need much time there at all. It was hammering down with rain. But yeah. And finally we went to the Hill of Crosses, which was creepy. I didn't really mind if I missed it. It was like 2.5 hours away, but if you go, I'm sure you won't regret it. I should have some videos popping up on all 3 of those to say the recommended time that I would wish I spent there and other things I wish I'd done. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.